Hey everyone, I promised you I'd make you a payroll video, promised. This video is for Accounting 1 and we are getting through our first round of payroll together here for Authentic Threads. So we went over a couple of things in class on Thursday and I just wanted to make this video for you just in case you want to go back and check a couple things and make sure your numbers are on, okay? So everyone should hopefully be journalized and posted through Form 30, okay? You hopefully submitted your ledgers and I graded them. Then go ahead and keep journalizing until you get to Form 47, okay? At this point, you're gonna use the data and the hours on Form 47 to fill in your payroll, okay? So your payroll is in another file on Canvas, and I believe that we opened that up together the other day. If you have any problems finding it, it's also in the announcement for today. But once you get this open, hopefully it looks a little familiar, all right? Make sure you scroll down to see all the data. That's where the hours are given to you down here, okay? And I want you to do a couple things. I want you to fill this all in, and then I want you to journalize it, and then we're going to take a quick look at Form 48, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and slide my picture actually that way, okay? So I'm going to get out of the way so you guys can focus and see a little bit more of my screen. All right, so obviously when you open this up, this is all blank. Where did I get all of these numbers? Well, what I did is, remember, I took half of the salaries for each of these two because they're getting paid by the month, or they're getting paid twice a month. So I divided it by 2 and gave them half of 3,300 and half of 3,000. And then for each employee, I took their 88 regular hours because that's what this form says. All the employees worked 88 regular hours, and I multiplied it by their rate. Okay, so that gave me my regular numbers. My overtime numbers came from, again, looking at who worked overtime. There were 4 employees that worked overtime. How many hours they worked, I multiplied that by 1.5 and then times their rate. Okay, so that's how I figured out all of those calculations. I'm not going to show you my numbers again. I don't have everything filled in because I want you guys to figure it out a bit on your own. I guess the only thing that I can do, though, is tell you that when you're looking up these Fed tax rates, in class, I said you could use the textbook, but the textbook tables are old. So use the blue booklet, pages 19 to 22 in your packet. Okay, and if you don't have one at your house and you need that data, just leave it blank for now. Fill in 572 at the bottom, and we'll get those filled in later when I can give you those tables again. Okay, so let's say that this is done. Well, now it's time to journalize this, okay? So what we did on Thursday in class is we went to our journals. We went to our cash payments journal. And I said, hey, this should all be filled in. If you're at this point, you should be on line 28 of Google Sheets, which is line 21 of the journal, okay? And then I said, hey, let's get some stuff typed in. So you're going to have to type this in. We're going to do a big debit to salary expense, and then we're going to do credits for the liabilities. We're also going to do a credit for the cash amount. Okay, so here's how I found these numbers, and let me show them to you. Okay, the salary expense debit is going to be total earnings. So I link that to this total earnings number right here. Okay, this total earnings number right here is 8573.55. That's how much it costs me as an employer to actually pay my employees. Even though I'm giving much less of that than that to them in cash, I am responsible for all of these deductions I took out of their checks. Okay, so this is the salary expense. And then each of these totals down here that you find are going to be the liability. And then this is the cash amount. Okay. Now, since we're on two different sheets, two different Google files, you can't link. All right. But what you can do is you can copy and paste. Okay. And so that is one issue with Google Sheets that you can do it, but it's a little more complex. And with Excel, it's actually a little bit easier. But you guys know I like Excel a little bit better. Okay. But this works for now. So once you get all of your salary in there, this is how it looks. Okay. Again, debits should equal credits. All of these credits plus cash should equal 85,735. And it does. Okay. So we're in good shape. All right. So that's form 47. Okay. We're also going to write a check for this amount. All right. So we'll talk a little bit more about that on Tuesday, but you can write a check for this amount, use your next check and write it to payroll. Okay. All right, now it's time for Form 48. Okay, now Form 48 says, hey, we're going to pay our employer taxes. Okay, well, there's 4 of them. We learned in class that Social Security and Medicare are matched by the employer. Okay, so we're just going to use the numbers that we found in the payroll register and charge that to the employers as well. Unemployment Fed and state are based on the employee's earnings who have made less than $7,000 for the year. Okay. Sometimes it's $9,000. It just depends on the year. Okay. So the instructions tell us that the only employee of all of our employees that has made less than that for the year, well, give it a guess. It's the good old student, okay? Someone that we don't even respect enough to give a name, unfortunately. No, I'm teasing. It's just a joke, okay? So this dude here, this student, is the only one that we're going to get unemployment tax due on. So we're going to pay a percentage of 660 to the Fed and a percentage of 660 to the state, okay? So that hopefully makes a little more sense to you when I explain it further like that. But let's go ahead and journalize those 4 taxes. Okay. I've gone to my general journal, and you can take a sneak peek of what you should have in your general journal so far. All right. And I went ahead and here's my transaction. I'm going to go ahead and start typing in payroll tax expense, Social Security tax payable, Medicare tax payable, unemployment tax payable Fed, and unemployment tax payable state. Okay. You'll notice I left a few notes so you know how to do this next time. All right. The Social Security and Medicare, I'm going to match. Let me show you how that's done. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start with putting a credit in Social Security. And I'm going to go to my cash payments journal. And I'm going to match Social Security tax payable from salary. And I'm going to match Medicare tax payable from my cash payments journal, salary. Okay. Now, the other 2, let me make this a little smaller. It's kind of big there. There we go. The other 2 are going to be based on the student's earnings. So rate times student. Okay. Now, the rate is 0.8% for Fed. So equals 0.008 times and then 660. Okay. Very small number, totally normal. And then here it's going to be 5.4% for state. So 0.054 times 660. All right. The sum of these 4 equal the payroll tax expense. Okay. So the sum of those 4 Okay, just gonna add those 4 up. That equals 69679. And now I am done with my payroll, okay? The source doc for that is gonna be M, what's our memo number here? 798. Okay? The source document for the other one in the cash payments journal is gonna be whatever check number I'm using, okay? So actually off the top of my head, I'm not sure what check number it is. I think it's like 911 or 912 or something like that. So whatever check number it's supposed to, that you write this check for, it's going to go in here as your source doc. Okay. All right. Hello again. So that is payroll. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my video. I will see you on Tuesday. Have a great day.